Could 343 Industries be adding weapon customization into the multiplayer aspect of Halo Infinite? That is the question that we are asking, maybe even answering today, because I've been looking at some stuff in Halo 5 and I've had a few little inklings as to what 343 might be thinking of doing for Halo Infinite's multiplayer. In the background of this video, you're going to be seeing some Warzone firefight gameplay because this is where it all stems from. Now, if you think about the release of Halo 5 up until now, the support that it's had, the content additions, the game mode additions, etc., you will realize that in Warzone they've added a lot of different variants of the different weapons in game. Like, for example, here you're seeing on screen me using the COG or COG assault rifle, which is a pretty awesome variant of the gun, if I'm being honest. It gives you a scope which, when you're aiming at an enemy, it shows them in red, and then it also shows their shields and their health like on the left side of the scope, so when you're aiming down sight and shooting them, you can see what health level they're at, which I think is pretty cool, and I think it could be implemented pretty well into PvP in the future, which is where my point comes in. Could 343 Industries be doing this in Warzone right now, implementing these different variants of weapons, whether it's new sights, whether it's new attachments like propulsion jets, whether it's things like bayonet blades and things like that? Is it possible that 343 Industries are experimenting with the idea of weapon customization for Halo Infinite? Now, to understand all this, we've got to go back a few years to 2012 when 343 Industries released Halo 4 and they added custom loadouts. Now, I know what you're thinking, calm down. A lot of people don't like the idea of custom loadouts, but hear me out on this. So in my recent video, Is Halo 4 a Call of Duty bootleg, which if you haven't watched it yet, you really should, I mentioned the fact that I feel that the custom loadouts were a good idea but badly implemented. Now, what I meant by that is that they should have made the custom loadouts where you just pick your primary, your secondary, and an armor ability. That is it, that's all it should have been. But what I've been thinking is maybe that 343 are trying to re-implement custom loadouts in a way a bit like Halo Reach has them, where it is just weapon, secondary weapon, armor ability, done. For the assault rifle, you've got things like the hybrid scope, which is a Covenant style scope. You've got the Morph AR or Morph BR or Morph DMR, whichever weapon you want to pick. They've all got different sights. You've got the propulsion jets for these weapons, which reduces recoil. Then you've got the ones with the suppressors on them, which then doesn't show up on the radar when you shoot. And then you've got all these other different variations of these weapons that have been implemented into the game. Now, in my head, I've been thinking about it, that this could be 343's way of subtly hinting that they're going to be bringing weapon customization to the Halo universe. Now, they started out obviously with Halo 4 with a couple of weapon skins here and there, and then in Halo 5 you obviously had a lot of weapon skins, as well as the armor and the stances and all of this other stuff that they added for customization. So what's to stop them adding another layer to the customization that is already in Halo by adding weapon attachments and things like that into your custom loadouts? Now, obviously, like I said, this is currently only in Warzone and Warzone Firefight in Halo 5, but I can understand with Halo 5 that they pushed Arena to be very esports orientated. You can tell because every game mode you play has Halo Championship Series rules, which is a load of bullshit. Could 343 Industries implement this into Halo Infinite and possible future Halo titles and get away with it? Personally, I would love that. I think it would be awesome to add another layer of customization, because you've already got your helmets, your armors, which from what I've heard, they're adding per piece armor to Halo 3 in the Master Chief Collection when that comes out on PC, which is cool. And from what I understand, they're also using that kind of engine in Infinite, you know, a bit similar to Halo Reach, where you have like your shoulder pads, your torso, your knees, whatever. I think that's what they're going for with Infinite, which would be fantastic. But what's not to say that they're now going to add on top of the weapon skins weapon attachments? But I think that if they're going to do it, they should limit it, which I think, you know, in their heads they would know to do that, because you could just make the weapon stupidly overpowered, a bit like you can in Modern Warfare with like 43 different attachments. So you'd go into your loadouts, pick your primary, and then you'd start off with, let's say, an assault rifle. You want to put on a COG sight or a COG sight, however you want to pronounce it. And then you want to put on propulsion jets so that you have reduced recoil. That is it. You get 2 attachments. You get one which is for your sight or for your vision or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, smart link, whatever they're calling it. And then have another attachment which is for the handling of the weapon. That way it doesn't make it too overpowered, and you still get a bit of extra customization in there, because why else would they be adding all of these different attachments and different variations when they're not going to be much use if you don't play Warzone? I, for one, personally am really hoping that this becomes a thing, because weapon customization would be awesome. The thing I really loved about Halo 4's multiplayer is that you didn't know what you was going to come up against. So you could come up against a light rifle, you could come up against a suppressor, a DMR, a Covenant carbine, an assault rifle, a battle rifle, a storm rifle. Like, you didn't know what you was going to come across, which made gunfights more interesting. This would make things more interesting in the sense that you might have attachments that will benefit your playing style, and other people have different attachments to benefit them. So if you prefer using your recon scope on your battle rifle, whereas someone like me likes using the COG or the COG sight for long range encounters, then you kind of get a good balance there. And you don't make the weapons any more or less powerful because they're not changing the damage rating. It's more just for personal preference. But I don't want to ramble too much about it. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Should 343 Industries implement weapon customization into the multiplayer of Halo Infinite? And if so, why? Why do you think? You've heard my opinion. I'd like to hear yours. And if you don't want to see it, tell me why, because I'm open to all of your opinions. I obviously respect everyone's opinions. It was just a thought that's gone through my mind, and I thought I will make a video and see what other people think. But anyway, that's going to wrap this video up. If you did enjoy it, make sure you punch that like button so hard that it goes blue, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Join the Fordy family. We are nearly at 1,000 subscribers. We're getting so close each and every day, and all of your support means the world to me. But cheers for checking it out. It's been a pleasure. It has been emotional as always, and I'll catch you all in the next one.